Ho, 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 and welcome to Cursed Content Club. I'm your host, Mr. Feel. And with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Dan and Bob Video Games from GigaBoots.com.
I don't have your money, Bob. The pod lords do. Don't hurt my bad ear.
And KZ Excellent from KinoRawGoatSwag.com.
Hi, I don't like old things.
And today, we are watching a movie that is beloved by all because television networks could get it very cheaply during the 70s and 80s.
Yes, it was public domain at one point, and once it got popular based on being aired nonstop because it was public domain, those rat fucks in Hollywood wrenched the rights out of the public domain through the argument of, well, we own the rights to the movie based on the book. Clearly, we gotta own the movie we made with them.
Stop doing that.
Bastards.
I still haven't even heard this person.
So yes, we're watching It's a Wonderful Life. That wonderful Christmas movie that starts with an attempted suicide.
What?
I got this pulled up on Amazon right now. It says, what was it? Violence, language, sexual something? I was losing it.
Why are you trying to color my expectations right from the jump?
What a Christmas film.
Don't worry, KZ. This movie's from 1946. That means like an ankle and someone gets slapped.
Drug use, foul language, sexuality, and violence.
Don't say we don't do nothing for you, audience. 2 cursed contents for Christmas?
I know. How generous.
Let's get all our expectations out on this. Just so everybody knows, this movie has a 91 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa! Oh my god!
This is the highest score probably ever on the show.
I know.
Yeah.
Dan, do you agree with that rating?
No. People may attribute my dislike of this movie to my moderate dislike of Citizen Kane. Let me explain. Citizen Kane's a fine movie. It's all right. It's not a genre-defining movie. This movie sucks. The actors in it say so themselves, which made it especially funny when I saw this tabloid that I'm now posting in the Discord where it's like, hey, Jimmy Stewart, he loved this movie. Buy our magazine. So I'm going to be perusing this article.
I need to imagine the person who's so mad at you about Citizen Kane that they've held that and went, oh great, he just hates every great old movie.
I guarantee, I'll put money on it. There's someone out there who thinks that. If for nothing else, maybe just Xeon. I swear to God, someone went to check me on It's a Wonderful Life. They're like, yeah, but that guy hates Citizen Kane, and that's one of the best movies ever made. And then they watched it and they came back and they were like, never mind, shit, you're right. Fuck.
Like 95% of the people that mention Citizen Kane haven't seen it or know what it is.
Which is why it makes you even better than them if you watch it and then talk about how good it is.
That sounds like a waste of time.
Yes, I can do that because I did that. It's a great movie, and if you disagree, you're illiterate. Society says I'm right.
I agree. I take the same stance on Harry Potter films.
Jesus Christ. This article says it's going to teach me the secrets of Jimmy Stewart's Christmas classic.
KZ, the ghost of Orson Welles is going to come shove fish sticks down your throat until you die for comparing it to Harry Potter.
That is, of course, if he can resist eating them.
If he doesn't get distracted by an affordable jug of wine.
Yeah, KZ's safe.
I was about to say, I'll start eating them and watch The Prisoner of Azkaban, and I'll have a wonderful evening.
You're right. This movie is fantastic.
Oh, what luck. There's a French fry stuck in my beer.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, we are watching the Amazon Prime version and not the 4K Ultra HD Combo Steelbook.
Ooh, you better order that.
Dan, how will this movie look good on an OLED?
It won't.
It's like 300 years old. What's the point of 4K Blu-ray?
It is
based on
74 years old.
Based on watching this Based on watching The Wizard of Oz on 4K Blu-ray, it will not look good on your OLED, no matter what magic they apply.
Look, Casey, watching a movie that's in black and white makes you more intelligent than other people.
That's true.
And pretending it looks really good cranked up to 4K makes you even smarter.
Hey, Bob,
Oh, man.
I posted a picture in the Cursed Content Club channel.
You did?
What were you about to say? Were you...
I was about to say how that means that 300 is the most intelligent movie of our time.
Dan, I have a pitch.
Hmm.
You were considering going back and watching some other stuff on our own time, and going by Feel's thing. When we have to go watch the Amazing Spider-Man films, can you just take all the color out of it so we can just watch those in black and white? I feel like that'll make it smarter.
That'll make us way smarter.
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, Bob.
What's up?
This is the last thing I'm saying before we go to record the commentary. Tell me Jimmy Stewart doesn't look like the host of Comedy Bang Bang, Scott Aukerman.
I can kind of see it.
Okay, let me look this up.
I'm not going to. It's not worth it.
Different hairstyle entirely, but
Yeah,
some of the features.
A little bit.
It's got a little bit of that energy.
And if you'd like to watch this Christmas classic with us, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. $5 a month gets you access to this commentary track, as well as commentary tracks for every Cursed Content Club episode. It also gets you Cursed Content by Committee, our Patreon exclusive user-voted Cursed Content show, which also comes with a commentary track. In addition, you get access early to Mondo Cool and Chugging Bleach, our 2 anime review podcasts, as well as Extended Armchair Dev Pitch is a nice little bonus where we show our collection of knives. That's patreon.com/gbpodcasts. Now let's go to Magus's castle.
Whee!
And we're back. It's a Wonderful Life is a 1946 movie starring James Stewart. You know how it goes because it inspired every single cartoon episode ever made where a character wishes they had never been born. Everyone who says this movie is good is full of shit. So Dan, what did you think of It's a Wonderful Life?
It's a Wonderful Life literally is the only movie I've ever watched, and it felt less like you watching the movie and more like you listening to some person who's really bad at telling a story trying to recap the whole movie. It is way too long. It is inelegant. It is stumbling. It has so much useless information. It is one of the least efficient scripts possible. It is a fucking mess, and they knew that back in the day when it came out, and the only reason people respect it is because it was public domain just long enough to get popular enough to get ripped out of the public domain. Fuck this movie. It's a fucking -5. I genuinely, honestly, and earnestly think it's the worst fucking film we've watched for Cursed Content. It is so fucking boring.
KZ, do you agree with that?
It's a Wonderful Life had me scared for a very long amount of time. Because
80% of its runtime.
No, in the lead up to us watching it.
Oh,
because you're like, oh, it's really old and really bad, and we only want to watch it so we can make a weird voice for the next 6 years. And I'm like, well, that is pretty scary. Upon actually watching it, at first I was really not into it because I just didn't want to sit here and waste my fucking time. But upon watching, I'm like, I never want to see it again, but I can't really say it's terrible. I'll give it a 0.
Bob?
Dan's right. This thing is just absolutely dreadful. Like, it's incredibly boring, really poorly paced. I'm gonna give it a -4. It's the worst movie possible, except it's not cringe-inducing constantly like those Channel Austin movies. That's the only boon it's getting. It's not making me cringe.
I don't know. A lot of parts of this made me cringe.
Not as hard. There's no one pretending to be Edge from Cowboy Bebop.
I'm 18 years old. It's just me and my high school friends.
I want $1 million.
Oh boy.
I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
I'm genuinely surprised this never got like a modern remake to try and make it good.
Well, because it was public domain. And so no one wanted to just make the movie. And honestly, that's kind of hilarious because imagine what sort of shit they would be in right now with Paramount wrestling the fucking rights and owning it now, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently they did some, they literally did some kind of special TV special of it this year.
Oh my God.
Of course.
I was like, this feels prime for one of those things.
Great. Awesome.
I'm sure it's fucking horrible. This was really bad. KZ's right that there were no parts that offended me, but at the same time, it felt like it's hard to explain. It felt like it was relishing in wasting my lifespan.
Yes.
Like, it is so bloated that it reaches insulting. I still don't think it's the worst thing we've watched or even approaches, but it is definitely the most boring, so I'm going to give it -5.
Yeah, I found myself being approaching it better once I finally coped with, I get it, I'm watching something old.
Casey, there are old movies that aren't 2 hours of your brain flatlining.
Yeah, I mean,
but there were really good parts of this, though.
Well, you don't tell me because you're gonna fucking save those acorns for winter. Because we're going into our segments. First segment, favorite character. Dan, who's your favorite character?
I mean, obviously George Bailey. He's
Of course, he has this voice. It's the entire reason we did this endeavor.
There's this, he has an incredible power to him. He apparently can lasso the moon. George Bailey, incredible man, so generous, perfect individual. Yells at a teacher and talks about how he's a taxpayer. George Bailey's such a great character, you guys. He's generous and stuck in his family's business for all of his life. That's him. That's George Bailey. We all love him.
His only real problem is he could never unlock the Monkyo gun.
Please listen to our commentary track.
Yeah, once you truly go through the methods to unlock the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, it's over.
He just couldn't do it.
You don't have to deal with the debuff anymore.
I'm sorry, Sensei. I'll have to go all out just this once. Please listen to the commentary track.
You get to listen to four men lose their
They
minds.
have to really dig to get to that part, though. It's a trap.
It is.
I know. Bob, who's your favorite character?
Now, Bob, whoever you elect, you have to know the name of.
That's cruel.
Harry. He's a war hero. He saved all those men in World War II in that cut that lasted 2 seconds.
That's true. He did.
He also comes in at the end.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he teleported all the way from Washington, D.C., where he just had dinner with the president.
He stole a commercial airliner, I think. I don't know. It's complicated.
Don't worry about it. It's Christmas. Anything goes.
Okay. The angel gave him a free commercial airliner.
But he couldn't lend George Bailey $80.
Nope.
KZ.
Okay. What's funny is I was gonna double check names, so I went and I Googled the movie title, and it went, real life sickness alerts because it's showing in a theater.
Oh. Huh.
Like, they literally gave me show times for this movie.
Of course, it's a Christmas classic.
God, imagine going to the theater and watching this now.
Imagine dying to watch this.
Literally.
I'm gonna have to go for Mr. Potter.
Fuck.
I like him. He is comically evil throughout. And what I like a lot is that he has that effect that certain old people have now, where it's like, I've done so many drugs that my face doesn't move when I talk. It's really
See,
good.
I was gonna pick him just because he's the only character that could see through George Bailey in the whole movie. He's like, you fucking hate your entire life, and you hate this fucking bank, and you hate everything you've ever done because you didn't get to pick any of it, cuck.
Yep.
And there is no answer. He's ultimate. There is no answer. George Bailey just got drunk and had a delusion that convinced him he was wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd think that there'd be anything to solve that angle of it. Like, he obviously like wants to do anything on his own.
Well, he saw all the good results of his self-sacrifice, so he became okay with it. This is a very 1945 movie.
The holiday classic to define all holiday classics.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? The way people describe this is insane.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I mean,
The
that's,
holiday classic to define all holiday classics.
yeah, that's how it landed here. If no one gave a shit about this movie, there's a 0% chance of us watching it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
there are countless old movies that I would never consider for this.
We could just watch some old horror movie. It'd be funny.
That is how the Dan engine runs. People like this, I'm mad.
No, it's bizarre, this culture of liking this movie, so I figured why not watch it as a group? Also, this was Feel's submission.
It's true. I walked in like, we should do that. This, ha ha ha. It's getting a bunch of articles right now about how it sucks. We'd be feeding into that, ha ha ha. And then I get shot.
Honestly, I haven't even seen the article saying it sucks. I just see a lot of people who are like, that's a great film.
Anyway, my pick for best character is Clarence the Angel.
Okay.
Why?
Because he kind of makes life hard for George Bailey, and I hate him.
Okay.
I like that pause of like, oh fuck, man.
I almost just said because I can remember his name.
I was waiting for someone to slip up and call him Gabriel because of one scene.
Wow, this fucking movie had like 8 writers.
Are we gonna watch the sequel?
There's a sequel.
The made-for-television film Clarence, where the angel helps someone else.
What are
No.
you talking about?
that's
It's in the
Stupid.
wiki.
Mm.
It's a 1990 made-for-television film sequel.
Oh my god.
Nah, that's stupid.
1990?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Made for TV movies were really taking off in the 90s.
Robert Carradine.
Yes. You gotta post the cover in here. It's insane.
I'm giving more consideration to us watching this someday than I should.
On the cover, it's like the angel from It's a Wonderful Life is back.
He didn't get his wings.
Yeah, that's insane.
Okay.
Oh, maybe he did.
Oh yeah, I tried to upload it.
Why-
Damn.
Why does he look?
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
doesn't make any sense. Clarence is a fat old guy in this.
Well,
Right?
he's Robert Carradine now.
That's insane.
What if the angel was hot?
Anyway, Bob, favorite scene.
Favorite scene? Oh no. Okay, I could do this. There were scenes in this movie.
Mhm.
There might have been a good one in there somewhere.
Okay, keep digging.
Okay, the scene where
Mhm.
George Bailey jumps off the bridge to save the angel, which should kill him,
Yes.
but it doesn't because he's trying to save the angel now, so he has mystical powers.
That
Why do you like it?
is a pretty good candidate.
Because it's so farcical, it made me yell.
Once he jumps, he's in the fantasy. He's trapped in the what's it called, Casey? The endless Kenjutsu.
Yeah. Yes.
That's actually
The infinite Tsukuyomi.
Yeah, he's trapped in the infinite Tsukuyomi once he jumps. That's why he snaps out of it. He's back in the same place on the bridge.
just so we're clear. That's not actually the case because he gets the lip bleed and everything else healed inside of that house next to the bridge.
Yeah.
That's when he slips.
But then he slips back in time at the end of the movie.
I like my version because it's less stupid.
Yes, man, wouldn't it be great? You know, if the movie was less stupid.
Dan, what is your less stupid version of the scene?
less stupid version of that scene.
What?
Is
What's
that
your
what we're
favorite
calling
scene?
it?
I got stumbled.
Okay. So there are a few different candidates for a favorite scene. Honestly, I'm probably gonna give it to the one because it had the most impact on me as a person. It took a lot of my mental capacity to process the scene. Because keep in mind, when I first watched this movie, I was like 17 or something. And I'm watching it, and there's the scene where his wife in the alternate dimension is celibate and runs a library, and this is a dramatic scene. George Bailey loses it, and I just sit here actively sweating as I try to figure out why this makes any sense. Because George Bailey's losing it.
Oh,
He's
no.
like, what do you mean I didn't fuck you? Like,
What do you mean you've never had sex? What do you mean you work in a library with children because you have none of your own? This
Yeah.
is a fate worse than death. Oh, accursed specter, return me to the world as it was.
yeah, it's nuts. It's an insane scene, and it's one of the most outstanding in the literal definition in this entire movie.
I will go next. I'm gonna go with the scene where George Bailey is in the bad timeline. He's in the Biffville timeline.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Pottersville.
Yeah, where he's walking through his town, which is now Pottersville, and it's like, oh, there's bars and non-white people and
That was
bands.
fucked up. That was fucked up when the back timeline has more minorities in it.
A lot more. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? This used to be an upstanding bar. Now there's a black man playing the piano in it.
And the people
all
are having
ruined.
fun. We're supposed to
You
come
know
here
what-
when we're sad.
If you know of that criminal, you must also be a criminal. Get out of here.
Notice how we keep selecting these scenes that are in this tiny portion of the movie that's like 10 minutes.
I literally was going to keep that to myself until both sets of segments were done, Bob.
Okay.
We're not
Sorry.
done yet. I haven't picked mine yet.
KZ, what's your favorite scene?
There's a scene where he heads on home, and they're like making little rotisserie chickens near the fireplace, and I've been thinking about that the whole time.
Yeah, they have a record player spinning the rotisserie. It's very good.
This is
Yeah,
fucked up. That's still in the part of the movie that should exist instead of the hour and a half part of the movie that really should.
Like, I truly enjoyed that. I
Yeah.
also tied with it the other scene that I have to highlight,
Mm-hmm.
where they fucking kick the dude out of what it was at the bar, and he's like, "No, I want to pay.
That was
I want
really
to pay
good.
my bill." Which no one's like, "I'm not a cock. I'll pay the $5." Both wonderful scenes.
Now it's time to go on to the worst parts of the movie. And I'm going to start with the worst character. George Bailey?
Okay. I'll hear it out.
I hate him.
He has the moon lasso, though.
He does. We needed to see that scene where I almost thought he was going to sexually assault someone.
He's just so spineless, it's impossible to like him.
Okay.
And it's like the villain is right. He hates everything about his life.
Yes.
But that's never really meaningfully addressed, which just makes the whole movie farcical and him even worse.
Yes.
It's like, how dare you accurately see through me? I'll own you by owning myself. I won't take your job that would give me everything I ever wanted. Like, he's just such a doormat. It does, like, he reluctantly goes along with everything. It's not, he doesn't come off as self-sacrificial. He just comes off like a cock.
Yeah.
And that's intolerable to me. KZ, who do you hate the most?
Uncle Billy.
Fuck him.
Yeah, he's terrible.
He lost the fucking $8,000, and that's $8,000 in like 1843 or whenever this film takes place, which basically is enough to own 4 cities. And
Let's see. $8,000.
Like,
I already did it. I did it during the
Yeah.
commentary. It's $108,000.
Oh, okay.
it's like we got to be upfront and honest here.
Dad.
Dude could have eaten a baby, and that would still not be as bad as this man losing $108,000.
Because Casey, you're imagining like you handing somebody $500 to hold and them losing it. You'd kill them. You'd kill them with your bare hands.
And they even
This
show
man-
like how he screws it up too. It makes it even
This
worse.
man lost 200
what happened.
times that.
I'm like, hold this $500. I turn around, you lose it. You lose it like at the start of Kingdom Hearts 2 or something.
Yeah, I was
go up
about
to you
to
and
say
I'm
it's like Kingdom Hearts 2.
and I'm
a
gonna be
ghost
like, I'm gonna
cookie.
hit you in the head with a bottle, and then I'm gonna put you in a fucking straitjacket.
It's your job to take this money to the bank every week. How do you screw it up this bad?
Bob.
He already found the villain of the movie. I'm trying to work through this now.
Uh-oh.
I guess his wife, she seems insane. We have
Yeah.
we have this scene that takes place unknowingly about how long between the two events happened, of where she's now obsessed with him and seems like she's just been living in her mother's house, not talking to him for 3 years or something.
Well, okay, so to clarify, she's back in town
Yes,
from college.
technically.
But while she was out of town, she made, what was it, a painting?
Yeah, painting of him.
A painting of
lassoing the
him
moon.
lassoing the moon, where the moon's giving this look of like, what the fuck is this? Because it's throwback to that romantic scene they had. And she's got the record of the song they sang together.
Uh-huh.
And she plans all of this, and even though he wasn't even supposed to go there.
Yeah, so the implication is she's just been waiting like this since getting back in town, hoping that that he walks by her house. It's all very strange, and then their entire interaction in the house before they abruptly decided to get married is also insane.
Yes.
Look, Bob, you may be right, but her nagging bitch of a mom says, "What is George Bailey doing?" And she goes, "Violently fucking me, Mom. That's what George Bailey is doing." And that's a pretty good moment. Everything
Yes.
else about her is kind of mid, but
Yes, that was great.
I didn't come here to fuck you.
I don't want to get my dick wet.
I don't even know what sex is. Can't you tell by my face? I'm a fresh-faced 12-year-old boy.
I'm a Boy Scout. Bob, if this movie had more insane shit like that scene,
Yeah, no, it would be better.
it
I
would
know.
actually be a little delightful. But I totally understand your election of her.
I
'cause he's-
mean, the other option with the guy who almost killed somebody was medication.
That's a good character.
Dan, you get to go last.
So a lot of the great villains of this film have been taken. Legitimate great villains of this film.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't choose George Bailey for best and worst character because Fiel already chose him for worst.
One of those cases where it's like, fuck you, I own this podcast network. Why do I never go first on everyone?
Oh my god, could you imagine I wrote that into the rules? And at the start of every category, I go first. Feels
At
like
the start,
I noticed.
you're like, I would like to activate my CEO option.
Feels like I noticed you edited the rules I wrote out for this, and I'm like, I have some important updates in this patch.
Yeah, I just wanted to do that instead of editing out your pay.
Oh my god, what am I, Potter?
Merry Christmas.
Okay, so here's, I legitimately would have chosen any number of the people that have been chosen so far for worst character. That doesn't mean this is last resort pick. This is genuinely one of the top most picks for me, though. This would have been like second pick. Clarence sucks.
Clarence does suck.
Clarence sucks a lot. One, he doesn't have fun with it, and that's a real problem. Like, it's a real problem that Clarence isn't just like Beetlejuicing this shit.
Yeah, he's like a whisper in this movie. He's just hardly there.
He's barely there. And there are a number of scenes where he sucks. him carrying out around that book sucks. And more importantly than all of this shit, you guys, he's the one who says that shitty line about every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, which is bad enough once in the film, but then they say it 10 minutes later through the mouth of that child. And it's like, so not only did you suck and under-deliver on the most important aspect of this movie, right? He should be sitting there baiting George Bailey. He should be sitting there Beetlejuicing the shit out of this. But for some reason, he's just incredibly underwhelming, says one of the shittiest fucking things that's said in this movie, and then he's just gone abruptly.
Yeah, we don't even get an exiting the universe scene with him at all. He just, okay, scene's over. Never see him again.
Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. But yeah, that one guy was going to poison a kid, so the honorable mention.
Well, we're finally here.
Performing
Final category. We're at the worst scene. KZ, you get to start. What's the worst scene?
The worst scene has to be the big high school get-together. Because, oh my god, what were they fucking thinking? Where it's
Look at all these 45-year-olds.
They're all like 45 years old, fucking doing the worst dances I've ever seen, where it's anxiety shakes.
That's how people danced in 1946, KZ. I'm sorry.
Just, they're all in their 40s like, these are high school students. And then the dude who's like 80 walks up and I'm like, oh, college guy. Yeah. That's the worst one because it's just like, no. Like all the other ones, probably from a writing standpoint, much worse. And a pacing standpoint. This one in that, no.
Yeah.
You don't get to write. This scene doesn't get to exist when you don't get multiple actors for the different eras of time that you're going through.
Right? It's funny too.
Or at least apply makeup to the people.
It's funny too because it's so like, it's the genuine version of the ironic Black Dynamite joke, right? Like, you feel like at some point he'd be like, I'm George Bailey, I'm in high school and only 18 as he's clearly 40.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if it would be better or worse if the rest of the actors were younger. It'd probably be worse because then you'd really see the direct comparison between George Bailey and them.
Yeah.
Oh, like the rest of the actors. So then you would get the scene right after it where he's hanging out with the love interest and they're walking home and she's 16, but he's 40 and then he strips her and throws her in a bush. And
it's very hilarious. And he's like, oh, I have your
like, I'm gonna reach around and fucking.
What if I sold tickets for people to see you?
Oh, big cum.
Ugh.
And then 5 seconds later, your dad had a stroke.
Yep.
That's this movie.
I'll go next. God. So bad. There's so many.
Oh, I thought you were like out after I took one.
I mean, the movie's rapidly leaving. Like, it's packing its bags and going. But there's still a lot of scenes I can try and hone in on.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh. The first scene, the scene where he's a child at the drugstore.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like, oh, my boss is a crotchety old man is gonna poison this child.
Oh, I thought it was when he goes up and he's like, I wish I had $1 million for no reason.
I find that sort of charming. Not when he does it again as an adult, though. Fuck that.
Right, yeah. Agreed.
But then it's him.
I answered, Dan. It's your turn.
This is the simplest fucking category. So there is a scene that takes place 3 months after George Bailey's father passes. It is the worst scene in this movie. It's 10 minutes long, and they basically go, Potter wants to destroy the fucking bank. Oh my god. And he's like, why? You can't do that. And this scene is like forever long, and nothing happened, and it's incredibly shitty looking, like, visually, and it just holds here forever as you just see these people be like, Oh, they're gonna destroy it. Oh, I don't want that. Oh, but give me my money back. Oh, Potter, fuck you. And it just stays in there forever. And I'm like, movie, you can do the scene in 15 seconds and it would still be a little too long. Fuck right off. This is so bad. It's literally one of the worst scenes in the movie. It's so fucking long. And it's a part of the movie that is also so unbelievably long when it doesn't need to be.
I didn't get what this movie's premise was until it was happening. Like, I didn't know that this is, you know, the I wish I didn't exist, I'm gonna show you life without it. I didn't know. I thought it was all about that like, for an hour. And I'm like, okay, it's gonna be based on that. People think it's a classic because, I don't know, they did weird camera shots no one did before or something.
Oh, that's Citizen Kane, Casey. You mixed them up.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to do that next time.
No.
Bob, you get to finish us off with the worst scene.
So when they're about to go on their honeymoon, and then George Bailey gets called to the office because they're like the dude closed the bank doors because he's insane and an idiot. Because he's the same one who lost all the money. So he goes to the bank instead of going on the honeymoon. And then we sit in the bank for like 20 minutes as he figures out how to give everyone the cash from his honeymoon. And it just won't stop. And it keeps going and going forever because every one of these bank scenes is the same scene and lasts forever.
I don't like, of all the stupid fucking scenes in this movie, the run on the bank might be the one that just has no purpose in the movie at all. Like, it's just, he's self-sacrificial and Mr. Potter's evil. Except he's not self-sacrificial. He has to do that. Like, he was put into the position where he had to use that money or be ruined. So it doesn't tie into anything.
I think to some extent what they're trying to communicate is that, because you're right, ultimately, you're right. What is in the movie is what you said. He has to do that. But what they're trying to say is, see how he negotiated with people to make this catastrophe work out well? And it's like, yeah, it's a catastrophe for him. And he worked with the people he owed money to not be ruined. Like,
I think it's really just to drive home the fact he doesn't even get one thing.
Right.
Like, that's all it's really there for.
Right.
They didn't think about any wider spectrum.
But it just sucks for his character and everything else.
Yeah.
It'd be good for the audience to not have to endure the 20 minutes of that scene.
Yes.
I was enthralled.
No, you weren't.
Okay.
Fucking liar.
I mean, Casey, what he says is true. You were not enthralled. You can go back and watch the movie again with your commentary. You can hear yourself not be enthralled.
You can also hear the part where I'm almost dying because I apparently don't know how to drink shit.
No, I had to edit that out.
Oh, okay.
Does anybody have any final thoughts about fucking It's a Wonderful Life? The floor's open.
You should go watch it for yourself just because you wouldn't believe how little of the movie is the pop culture relevant part of the movie. You can even just fast forward until you see it.
That's why I said I was tricked. I didn't know what this was really about.
Not Christmas, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it basically has nothing to do with Christmas.
It's a fucking bank drama.
In the final act, the final scene happens on Christmas Day. That's it. Christmas Eve. That's the only Christmassy part of this movie.
The dude's running home yelling Merry Christmas.
Yeah. It's great.
They're putting up the tree and everything, and then he kicks the thing. He's like, play the piano. It's like, you're scaring the fucking children.
Also, it had the fastest recap of World War II I'd ever seen.
Okay, man, I forgot that was gonna be my best scene because they fucking green screened people onto it the whole time, and it looked the worst. It looked like a bad YouTube reviewer like videos.
Bob, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of crossfade to show they had a relationship and are marrying. that and the World War II thing are just, it's parallels, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta watch this with our commentary just so you can at the same time react positively like I did to every crossfade, because they're really good. They're really good linear wipes.
Oh yeah.
A highlight of the film.
Could you imagine if multiple Christmas movies that were Christmas classics were anywhere near this bad?
I'm trying to think of others. I'm scared that a couple might be.
A Christmas Story's fine.
I feel like it's
A
impossible.
Christmas Story is great,
Yeah, I was gonna. I'm saying like it's safe. Like it's not.
but I'm
this.
thinking of like, is The Miracle on 34th Street just terrible?
Possibly. Yeah. Oh, that's
Because the
dangerous.
Christmas Story is only from 1983. It isn't
Right.
that old.
Right. Of course. Yeah. It's a quote modern cinema quote.
It's like A Miracle on 34th Street.
It's just unreal to think about that this is like an American classic. Like this is a Christmas classic.
Because it was cheap.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. I don't know. That's my only thought. How weird, you know?
Anybody have anything else?
No.
Thank you for listening to Cursed Content Club.
You sound halfway between Jimmy Stewart and Dracula.
I know. God bless us, everyone.
I'm Gromdolphin.
I'm Grog,
I'm Warface.
GigaBoots fights through time with the transcendent power of our executive producers. Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Starfalcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, Third Birthday Went, Adam Admar, and Cooper Tank. Thank you very much, our executive producers.
And also the others.
If you would like to transcend time and the history of the world, go become an executive producer today at patreon.com/gigaboots.